Okay, kitties, looky what I have here. This is the Lush Over the Rainbow Beautiful Bubble Bar, inspired from Judy Garland's Over the Rainbow song from Wizard of Oz. There's the pretty rainbow, there's the blue sky. It's the fragrance of figs and leaves, which to me is a teeny speck of fruit and a lot of a kind of cocoa butter smell. So if you're really into that cocoa butter type fragrance, this is definitely for you. This is available in the kitchen last week. It is sold out. It is no longer available. But if you like the Figs and Leaves soap fragrance, you're going to love this. It's the same exact fragrance. Very pretty in the water. I've had it once before. It's not my favorite one, but it is enjoyable. So let's turn the water on, get it to a decent temperature, and crumble up our bubble bar and see what we can make in our bath. So hang on one second, guys. Okay, here we go. Sorry for the non-earbud warning. That kind of sucked. But once again, we have here the Over the Rainbow Bubble Bar, inspired from the Wizard of Oz, and Judy Garland sang her Judy Garland sang her song Somewhere Over the Rainbow. How many of you remember the Wizard of Oz when you were a little kid? Like, before it was, like, digitally remastered and the whole nine, how many of you remember it? How many of you remember the horse of another color? Or of a different color, whatever it was. The horse of a different color was my absolute, hang on, let's crumble up his rainbow here, was my absolute most favorite part of the whole movie. The Emerald City was amazing. And, I mean, I'm almost 40 years old, so as a little kid, you know, we didn't have graphics and things that, you know, these guys all get today. You know, we didn't have cool stuff growing up. Jeez, if you've ever seen my high school yearbook photo, it's grainy, black and white crap. Nowadays, they're gorgeous. You know, I come from the era of the school photos that have the laser light thingies in the back of them, that are just really horrible background photos and real crappy looking. So when the Emerald City like came out and the colors and the horse of another color and all that stuff, oh man, I freaked for it. Oh, I got bubble bar all over the place because I put it down. Okay, so granted this is not my favorite fragrance. The soap is amazing though. Very creamy, very soft. You would really enjoy it. It's not my favorite fragrance, but it does smell good. And really pretty, kind of dispersed, you know? Well, you have chunks of bubble bar in the water, but they break down, no problems really. That's why I kind of like using the strainer, because it really crumbles up your bubble bar for you. You know, you chop it up, throw it in the strainer, or just let it go in the strainer, and it's pretty. You know, it breaks it all down. But here we have, look at the water. I like playing in the bubbles, sorry. The water is just really pretty blue. So I do love this bubble bar as for the look of it, not so much the fragrance of it. The feel of this one though is really nice. I like the feel of this one. I'm a huge fan. I just don't appreciate that fragrance too much. It's just not my favorite, that's all. Not every product you're going to love from Lush. I mean, I know I love majority of them, but not every product you're going to be head over heels for. Alright. Look at them now. You got a nice bit of bubble going on, and I'm barely doing anything, just pushing them from my faucet down. Looking good. We're getting a lot of bubbles. I hope they bring this one back again throughout the spring and summer months, because it really is a nice, kind of a light scent, and a really nice feel for like springtime and stuff, and you know, it's a rainbow bubble bar. It makes you think of spring. Alrighty, here we go. Bubbles! Look how high it built up. I'm not even like doing anything. Like, I'm really like doing nothing. Just letting it do its thing. Thing with the bubble bars, you do not have to use a whole one. I like using a whole one because I am a gluttonous bubble pig. I don't know. I think it's better when you're demonstrating something for someone to show it to them in a whole. Every once in a while, you'll catch me using only half of something if it's too big and it's going to make the bath water very soupy and, like, sticky. Because there is always too much of a bubble bar. You can use too much. And you will wind up with, like, a sticky mess. So in order to avoid that, like, Holly Go Lightly was such a massive Christmas time bubble bar, I could not use the entire thing. I literally did half of it and still had that soupy kind of a mess in the tub. But it was an awesome bubble bar. I mean, it was amazing. I love that watercolor. You see how pretty that is? That is just a gorgeous color. I love blues and greens and stuff like that in the water. It's just really pretty. And you can see little chunks of bubble bar on the bottom still. That happens, but they do disperse and they do dissolve. And a little orange and a little yellow down there too. Wow. I gotta say, this bubble bar packed one hell of a punch. Okay, now back to what I was saying. You don't have to use an entire bubble bar. I mean, for the amount of bubbles that I got out of this one, the one I had gotten previous was purchased off a Lush group. Okay, it was purchased from somebody from a Lush group, and it wasn't all that fresh. So I didn't get an immense amount of bubbles out of it, but I did get a nice amount. I got about that much out of it, you know, just a little layer. It wasn't fresh. It was, you know, it was about a year old, and it was on its way out, so I got it for a really decent price, just because I wanted to try it and try the fragrance and everything, which I have done with a lot of Lush products, just bought them off eBay, other Lushies, things like that, just to try them, and then when the kitchen rolls around with them, if I really like it, I go for it. But the one I got was not as bubbly, wasn't as good, but I gotta say, man, the kitchen stepped it up. This bubble bar, you could have used a quarter of it, and would have been amazing. I'm gonna have an overflow if I don't stop it now. Okay. So, sorry, I had to stop it, otherwise we're going to have an overflow. See, the one I had purchased off another Lushie, I got about that much across the entire tub. That's it. Not that much. That's a lot. Oh, man. If I move, shake, if I let Boogie in here and he starts splashing, we're going to have a sudsy bathroom. Screw overflowing the tub. This thing is going to overflow the bathroom. And we can't have that because, yeah, I don't want to flood the joint. I may not like where I am right now, but I don't want to destroy it. I gotta say, we got a lot of bubbles. Look at that. Look at how, like, fluffy. 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 Come here, Fluffy. So, we got a whole mess load of bubbles. Let's get down and look at that pretty water again. Wow. That blue is just like a shining blue, man. It looks really, really pretty. If you see this roll around in the kitchen again, I suggest grab it. And if you want a lot of bubbles, use half of it. If you want not so many bubbles and you just want a nice layer of bubbles, kind of like what you see right here, go with a quarter of it. This bubble bar did so well. And for a small bubble bar, man, you really did not need a lot of it. It really did so nice, man. I'm afraid to, like, jump in and, like, beef it up more and make it more sudsy, because I think it might just kill itself off, you know? Like, you ever do that? Try and, like, build it up more and it just dies down? Maybe not. Maybe it would just keep going. But it is really pretty. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration of the Over the Rainbow Bubble Bar from Lush. It was very pretty. Is it over? No, it's a Dorothy bubble bar, right? Yeah, it's the Dorothy, not the Over the Rainbow. Duh, Corinne. Sorry, Corinne's tired. Corinne's kid is an insomniac. And we don't get much sleep. So, it is the Dorothy bubble bar, inspired from The Wizard of Oz and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So, it is the Dorothy bubble bar. They actually do have a soap called Somewhere Over the Rainbow soap, and they have Over the Rainbow bath balm. I did not purchase that bath bomb last year when it came out in the kitchen. It rolled around. I believe it was in the kitchen, and then I believe it came out around the Easter range the year prior. But I didn't purchase it. I don't know why. I stayed away from it. Everybody was getting them cracked and demolished, and I was like, it really wouldn't be worth it to have a demolished bath bomb for a YouTube video, you know? But I will say, somewhere, or not somewhere, but Over the Rainbow soap is a favorite of mine. So if you have an opportunity to buy the Over the Rainbow soap, whether you're buying it on eBay, Mercari, Lush Facebook groups, or anything like that, I definitely say try it because it's really good. It's light, kind of citrusy, florally, just nice, light, and fresh, and it's really pretty. I mean, I have vendors on eBay that I like to use. Toodles Treasures 7, I believe it's called. And they have an abundance of Over the Rainbow soap right now that you can purchase for a really decent price. You can find it anywhere, really. I mean, any Lush products that you cannot get in the kitchen or cannot get in stores, you can go ahead and jump on Facebook groups, you can jump on eBay, you can jump on Mercari, you can jump on Instagram, and just, you know, mingle, talk, and everything, and find out who has what products, and go ahead and purchase what you like. Just make sure that your dates are non-expired, and check around and make sure you're getting your lowest price. You know, you don't want to pay, say, $50 for an item that's only worth $20. You know, don't get ripped off. A lot of people buy an abundance amount of stuff from the kitchen through different accounts because you're only allowed to buy 10 items, you know, per order or per account, something to the effect. But you're only allowed to put 10 in your cart and check out with 10. So a lot of people buy an immense amount and then they resell them on eBays and Mercaris, things like that, which works out good for those of us who can't purchase at that moment. And, you know, they do jack the price up. Some people a little bit, some people a lot of bit. There's a difference between jacking it up and getting your shipping back and everything and your cost and, you know, stuff like that, and then price gouging. So I go for people that just jack it up a little bit, so that way we can all try some. You know, just other Lushy lovers like myself. So, little tidbits, little tricks, little things I'd like to add on to help you guys out. If anybody has any questions or wants to know anything, feel free to message me or comment down below, anything like that. Usually the best way to find me or get to me is my Facebook Messenger. And if you want to, if you want to private message me through Instagram, those two are the fastest way that you can get a hold of me. And by the way, small plug for my own company. If you go on Pinky's Waxwork Shop on Facebook, you will see that my wax melt company is up and running. Only through that Facebook page group there, because I don't know if I want to go regular web page or if I want to go Etsy. But at the moment right now, you can purchase a wax pack for $30. There are 15 different fragrances in it. $30 for the wax pack, and it's free shipping. So basically you're paying $23 for the wax pack because I'm paying the $7.20 shipping. So it's $30 for the whole wax pack. And if you want to go check it out, it's Pinky's Wax Workshop, and it's on Facebook. You can see why my wax is set apart different from everybody else's. I have the shimmery, metallic-y type safe wax. It is 100% safe, but it is a shimmer. Once it melts down, you see that swirl of a shimmer and everything. I have little clips of videos and stuff like that you guys can check out and see it. But a lot of you guys ask me, it's the only reason why I'm plugging my own self right now. Just because a lot of people have asked me, and I just released the March wax pack. And I'm not sure if I want to go with an Etsy shop or a web page yet. I'm leaning probably more towards Etsy just because it seems simpler. And I can probably get a lot of stuff packed out and sent out that way than I could dealing with setting up a web page and the whole nine. As you know, in my life, I don't have much time to do anything because I have Boogie. But, and Boogie does take a lot of time and patience, especially since he is an actual insomniac. I didn't think it was true. I thought it was a joke. No, the kid had his little sleep study, and he's an insomniac. He stays awake. He doesn't need sleep like the rest of us, and his brain is always functioning. Hopefully that means he's going to be a genius, and maybe he'll cure cancer. Alright, I love yous all. Subscribe if you'd like to. Hit that thumbs up button over there, and show me some love. And yeah, I'll be around if anybody has any questions or anything. Let me know what you thought of the Dorothy bubble bar, and if when it rolls around again in the kitchen, if you're going to try and snatch one. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.